Here we are back again with Craig PRUESS. Somehow today had to be all of Craig's music. I just had to trust that. I tried a lot of combinations and it was no, I kept coming back to you, Craig. So we're going to be closing the day now with the Gayatri. Of course, it's been recorded by many people in many different ways. I've even heard a reggae version of it. But tell us about your version, and I know you're very particular about the correct pronunciation.
Yes, for me this is really closes the loop. Maybe it's an unending loop, but from doing at the beginning of starting the recording of Sacred Chants of Shiva, not knowing there was any market for it at all, and just doing my best to create music that wouldn't disturb me after deep meditation. And I had a very clear idea, and I had searched and searched, so I thought, well, I'm going to have to make it myself. And making these chants of Sacred Chants of Shiva, I was taking the sacred Sanskrit sounds and slowing them way down, and creating a landscape that you could really submerge your consciousness in. And it was my own personal experience of hearing very fast Sanskrit over and over pronounced and giving me a slight migraine in the process, because I felt it was too insistent, and they knew it, but of course I didn't know the meaning of all the words, and it was just almost too much for me to take in. So when I tried to slow it down, I found that a lot of my yoga teacher friends and people that are teaching meditation, they wanted copies of this cassette. No, it was cassette, It was a bit expensive to even press up CDs on your own back in 1993, 1994. And so when Sacred Chants of Shiva happened, it's quite a story how it got released in India and went viral, and millions of copies were sold. Times of India, the biggest media company in India, had then serviced that demand, did a very good job, and came back to me and then commissioned the Sacred Chants of Buddha. And further, I did Sacred Chants of Rama, the Mother Divine CD, and then the Shakti, Sacred Chants of Shakti. And right from the beginning, they asked me to do the Gayatri mantra. And they would tell me it's one of the most powerful ancient mantras. And I wanted to do it, but I couldn't find any version that I felt I resonated with. Even the pundits that were doing it in India, they seemed to all pronounce it slightly differently. And I couldn't find one that I felt I could own. And I happened to meet a healer here in the UK, and he did hands-on healing and would chant the Gayatri mantra. And immediately when I heard it, I thought, that's it. That's the one. That is the version that goes right to my core. It seems to fulfill its purpose. And the meaning and purpose of Gayatri is quite extraordinary. So I asked him, I said, where is that from? And he told me it was from quite a well-known master in India. And we managed to get an original audio recording of the pronunciation. I was able to match our version of it exactly to every phrase and every inflection, so I could make sure it could have the maximum power. I'm not a Vedic pundit, I never pretended to be, but I know something good when I hear it. And when we started the recording, I knew we were onto it. It was really amazing. So Andrew McKellar and I released the Sacred Chants of the Gayatri. And what we did is track our voices up and put different ragas to it. So the first version of the Gayatri is a morning raga, so it's called morning meditation. And the second one is the dusk version of the Gayatri. And the third one, there was a lady who runs the A&R department, the Artist and Repertoire department at Times of India, who I have a lot of respect for. Her father's a pundit and Vedic scholar, and her mother's a classical singer. And when she said, Craig, what you should do is do Kundalini activation. And I went, whoa, yes, let's do it. And then so a lot of what's at the base of the spine energetically, if you can channel that upwards to the other chakras, and that we just get all our energy moving upwards, it can be achieved by big drums, big, deep drums. it seems to have that enlivening effect. That's why it's used in so many cultures. So we recorded these big drums and did the Gayatri mantra, and I think it's its own beast. It's its own animal, really. This CD, I don't know. I suppose you just have to hear it to understand it.
Well, everyone's going to have a chance to hear it now, and it feels like a perfect way to end this sacred day, 2211, with a big Kundalini activation, which can be challenging for people. I have to do a lot of work with people who've had major Kundalini activations and they need help to integrate and ground it and rebalance because it creates such a radical shift. So,
well, I'm very happy to share. What a beautiful platform that I can talk about my personal journey on making these sounds. So thank you, Swan.
Thank you. And if people want to get more of your CDs, just tell us your website so they know where to go.
Yeah, and you can go on iTunes. All my tracks are available on iTunes. CD Baby for buying the physical CDs, or on my website, which is you just Google Heaven on Earth Music. That's a good phrase to end on.
And there are links to your website on the event page at templesforhumanity.org/2211 World Consciousness Day.
Yes, and also gandaboys.com, the work we're doing, and also the service projects we're doing in Uganda, Ganda Foundation, and that's Ganda. It's like Uganda without the U.
Wonderful.
Ganda.
Thank you very much, Craig, for catching up with us today, and I'll see you soon in the physical world.
See you down the road, Swan.
See you down the road.